When you were first learning maths, what did you think about maths? At St Heliers Kindergarten, we are surrounded by maths. We believe that maths is a universal language that helps us to comprehend our world and universe. We provide our children with the freedom to explore and enjoy this world in a fun and exciting environment. We teach maths in a variety of different ways. The Education Review Office states that everyday activities and play situations provide a wealth of mathematical experiences. Our teaching team supports this learning by recognising the maths that children are involved in. We allow maths to develop spontaneously through children's play. We scaffold the learning through mathematical language and provide further opportunities through the environment that we create. Maths can be broken down into 6 different categories, as defined by the Education Review Office. These are patterns, shape, sorting, counting and grouping, measuring, and lastly, locating. Patterns. This is the process of exploring, making, and using patterns. Patterning helps us to organise different information so that we can understand it. Our curriculum, Te Whariki, tells us that this is important so that children learn to develop and use mathematical concepts when they collect, organise, compare, and interpret different objects and materials. Shape. Children learn to name shapes and identify the unique specific properties of features and shapes. This is important because looking for objects that are alike helps children become aware of their features, for example size or number of sides. Once children can recognise these features, they can then use these to describe and sort objects. Sorting. Children separate objects into groups with similar characteristics. This is the foundation of early maths. Research tells us that this is important because looking for objects that are alike helps children become aware of their features, for example, size or number of sides. Once children can recognise these features, they can then use these to describe and sort objects into similar categories, which leads to classification or grouping of items. Counting and grouping. This is the process for working out the answer to the question, how many? Grouping involves putting things together. Counting is important because children learn the order of numbers and how each number relates to an object. Counting and grouping leads to more complex mathematical operations later on, such as addition, subtraction, and multiplication. In his book, The Number Sense, Stanislas Dehaene tells us, children seem to understand quite early on and without explicit teaching that counting is an abstract procedure that applies to all kinds of visual and auditory objects. As early as 3.5 years of age, children know that the order in which one recites numerals is crucial, while the order in which one points towards objects is irrelevant, as long as each object is counted once and only once. Measuring. Measuring answers the question, how big is it? Measuring is about size and the comparison of big, small, heavy, light, speed and volume. Children need to have this understanding before they can meaningfully compare and measure objects. This is important because it allows children to meaningfully describe length, weight and volume, providing them with the concept of what is more and what is less. Locating. This allows children to explore space, to find or locate something. This is often represented in outdoor activities such as monkey bars, jumping from a height, and swing ball. Children will learn to predict the space, momentum and timing required to successfully complete their task. This is important because children's spatial understanding will allow them to represent information in 2- and 3-dimensional objects. Maths is about thinking and using abstract language. This allows our children to communicate their ideas using the language of maths.